Funny story. See, I found the girl I like more. But it's not you, I swear. It's me. Oh, hi there, and welcome back to part 6 of Chrono Trigger. Today, it is time to save the Queen. About time, right? Oh look, it's the Chancellor. I wonder if he is who he really says he is. And the Queen. Apparently, Frog and the Queen know each other. Well, that's good to know, I guess. There is no use in fighting. None of you will leave this place alive. Intolerable Frog. Better see you hop your way out of this one. Enough of this Chancellor charade. Well, let's see what monster this Chancellor is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well then, time to battle. Yakra, your very first boss fight in the game with 920 hit points to chip away. He has a variety of attacks, but ultimately there is one that matters most, and that's his counter-attack. His counter-attack hits all 3 members of your party, so that determines how you want to fight him. Basically, you either want to be using a dual tech, or you want to be attacking him only when he's very close to the character attacking, because his counter-attack does not work if you're really close to him. So, the Yakra moves around the field quite a bit, so you can use that to your advantage. Now, you're probably going to end up using dual techs mainly. Fire Whirl and X Strike are your best bets, because that'll result in the least amount of counters. Now, Yakra, Fire Whirl is weaker than X Strike, so you want to be using X Strike more. However, Frog has Slurp to heal up your party, so using Slurp to heal is in your best interest. Now, you can use potions if you want. There's no shame in using potions. I'm just very stingy using, like, hold items and stuff, so I like using my potions. So using X Strike early in the battle, and then once you take some damage, switch over to Fire Whirl and use Slurp to heal up. And that's the most efficient way to beat this boss battle without having to really use any potions whatsoever. Yakra actually isn't too bad once you get the hang of him. Ultimately, it comes down to his counterattack. You want to be using the most powerful attacks possible so that he counters as little as possible. And that's the ultimate best way to win this fight. And after you whittle away your 920 hit points, yeah, he is really tough for an early game boss. You should not take him lightly by any means. Like I said though, once you get the hang of him, he's not too bad. And that is your very first boss fight. Hooray! 50 experience points, 600 gold, and you're probably going to level up off of it in one way or another. You get a lot for your boss battles. Yay, the Queen has been saved. His Majesty awaits most anxiously. Alright, well, off to the castle we go. Before we leave, though, there is actually 2 items we can pick up. Well, 1 item. One of the items is a mid-ether, and then the other item, the real Chancellor. That monster stuffed me in there like a sack of coin. The Chancellor. Chancellors are such amusing characters in this series. Anyways, when you're done in this room, you can talk to the Queen and we can be on our way. And out we go back to the castle. Yeah, that place. That vile beast impersonating the Chancellor and kidnapping the Queen. We must institute a stricter criminal justice system in the kingdom. Actually, I'm not really sure if that's necessarily the way to go there, Chancellor. I feel like that could have some problems in the future. Foreshadowing for what's to come. Well, there goes Frog. 'Tis a shame. That's right, Frog is actually at this point officially off your party. Don't worry, he'll be back in the future, but for now he has left your party and you can't use him. So if you had like a hold item that you wanted, like an accessory or something, you should have took that off of him prior to the boss fight. I probably should have mentioned that, but it's not really that big of a deal. Anyways, let's go save Queen Marle, shall we? Or Princess Marle. Princess whatever. Whatever! Oh, look, she just appeared out of thin air. Hi there! You know, you're really starting to become a pain. You have me running all around this weird kingdom from the past. You have any idea what you're putting me through? Oh, I guess I shouldn't be so mean. Someplace cold. Wonder if that's what it's like to die. Oh yeah. Why didn't you tell me you were a princess? My goodness, you are quite the young lady. You've caused me lots of trouble. Her real name is Nadia. Her father is King Guardia the 33rd. You'll find that most characters in the game actually have a real name and then their other name. So like, there's Marle, but she's really Princess Nadia. And Frog has a real name. A bunch of characters have other names. Yeah, I would have still showed you. Why wouldn't I have showed you around the fair? You were a princess. Like, scoring a date with a princess is about the best you can get. Anyways, Marle has rejoined your party, and you can now fight with her as a new ally on your party. I'll get into her in a little bit. Yeah, I told you, she wasn't the queen. You probably should have listened to her. Anyways, there's a few last things we can do left in the castle. One of them is talking to the king and queen again. I just find it funny. They're like, wow, they could be twins. I love what Marle says. You get along well with the king now, you hear? You go and have a good time. Take some nice long vacations after the war. Oh boy. And then we shall see the frog goodbye. By the way, for the record, this song, Frog's theme, is amazing. Love this song. Unfortunately, the DS version actually shortened this song. There are very few things that anger me about the DS version compared to the SNES version, but that's one of the few. I hate that they shortened Frog's theme. I don't know why they did it, but they chopped off the beginning portion of it. So, that's a fun fact for you. Chrono, you have the makings of a great swordsman. Indeed I do. Well, I shall see you in the future, Frog. It was nice knowing you. And that wraps up Guardia Castle. Alright, back onto the overworld. We can head through Guardia Forest. If you needed to heal up at the castle, you can, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I forgot to do that. As you go through Guardia Forest, fight an enemy or two. You might want to pick up Marle's first tech. Definitely pick up Marle's first tech. It'll help you out immensely. It is Aura. It will restore a little bit of hit points to an ally compared to her later healing magic. It actually heals quite a bit, and it only costs 1 magic point. Also, when you learn this with Cyclone, you'll learn Chrono Marle's first dual tech, and that is Aura Whirl, and this will restore a small amount of hit points to all of your allies. So it's a heal to all 3 of your party members. You can't use dual techs and triple techs outside of battle though. So you can only use this within battle. Definitely worth picking that up though. It'll help you out in the future. And this trio is going to be kind of the trio of playable characters for a while. Okay, I took a moment to heal. Ultimately, it is time to head back to Truce Canyon. We saved the queen, or the princess, right? We saved the queen and the princess, so I think it's time to try to find our way back to our home time. The enemies here will change a little bit on your way back. You'll get a Roundillo Rider and a Green Imp. And then there is actually a new enemy we can fight coming back through this place. That's why I'm showing this, otherwise I probably would have skipped through it. So yes, the enemies here do change. It isn't too often that enemies will actually change in an area, but sometimes they will. And this is one of those instances. When you head up here, you're going to run into a Green Imp and a new enemy. It's got a yellowish tint to it, but it looks like a Roundillo, and that is a Fiendillo. And the Fiendillo is a much, much stronger version of a Roundillo. It's a really bulky version of a Roundillo, and its attacks hurt a little bit more too. So you may struggle in a weird sense with it if you like, I hope you healed after fighting Yakra, because you might actually be a little bit low on health if you didn't. And if you are low on health, that thing can hurt. It's not too difficult of an enemy, but it's a cut above the other standard enemies in this place. Anyways, head on back over here, and we can make our way home. So how do we get home anyways? Well, you see, Luca is a genius, and she has created the Gate Key. What a creative name. So basically, these weird little time warp areas are going to be called gates. That's what Luca has decided to call them. So they're basically portals to the same place in another time period. So you'll note that any of these gates you see throughout the game, they will be in similar areas in the different time periods. So, yeah, this is all getting very, very strange. Oh well, it doesn't matter, right? We saved the princess, we saved the queen, we can head home. All is swell in the world. Yay, we made it home! Hooray! And we're in one piece, too. Anyways, what is the next step in the game? Well, let's be a gentleman and take the princess home. Well, that's going to wrap up this part. If you want, and you want to hang out at the fair a little bit more, feel free to. If you rushed into Luca's invention, you may have not got a chance to explore everything that you wanted to. The merchants have gone back to their shop, but I'm going to deal with the present in the next video. So that wraps up this part. Thank you, and good night.